Do you remember when the rand was 7 rand to the dollar? Today it's closer to 18 or 19 rand. A lot of people believe this collapse is because of the rand manipulation scandal. They say the bank stole our money and destroyed our currency. And it is true, the manipulation case happened right when the rand was strong. But what if I told you that's not the real reason the rand is weak today? The banks were part of a crime, yes, but they did not cause the collapse. The real story is one you need to understand because it's still happening right now. So why is the rand really so weak? Welcome to SA Current, your daily update on the stories that matter. So today we are separating the crime from the trend. First, let's talk about the crime. It is real. So between 2007 and 2013, traders at 28 local and international banks formed a cartel. So they used private chat rooms to rig the USD to the South African rand exchange rate. But here's the key part. They weren't trying to destroy the rand. Their goal was much simpler and much greedier. So they were fixing the bid-offer spread. So let's say the bank buys $1 for 10 rand and then sells that same dollar for 10 rand 2 cents. So the spread is a 2 cents profit, right? So that tiny difference is the bank's profit. By colluding, they could make that spread wider for a few minutes, scheme extra profits from massive client orders, and then go back to normal. So think of it this way. The rand is a giant ocean liner, and then those traders weren't trying to sink the ship. They were just colluding to pickpocket the passengers. What they did was illegal, and the Competition Commission is right to go after them. But it's not what drove the rand from 7 rand to 18 rand. So what did? So the real reason is the long-term trend. And that trend was driven by a total collapse in global confidence in the South African economy. So while the bank cartel was ending in 2013, our real problems were just beginning. So the state capture was robbing our state-owned enterprises. Political instability, like firing of the finance minister Unene in 2015, proved that our institutions were at risk. And then came the big two, which is the Eskom crisis, which means we cannot produce enough power to grow, and the Transnet crisis, which means we can't even export the goods we do make. This is what drove the rand off a cliff, not a few traders in a chat room, but a decade of bad governance. So the South African Reserve Bank Governor Lesetja Kganyago, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He said that based on pure economics, ubana Big Mac costs 7 rand to the dollar versus here and in the USA. So that is the rand's fair value. And then now that 11 rand is what he calls a risk premium. So this is the extra price that the world makes South Africa pay for our load shedding, our port failures, and our political uncertainty. So the next time you hear about the rand manipulation, remember this. The banks were guilty of a crime, but our economy is the victim of a long-term trend. The cartel was skimming coins, but it is our government's failures that truly sank the ship. So the question now is, can we ever get that 11 rand risk premium back? So that's our update. If you want clear, factual analysis on South Africa's current affairs, subscribe to SA Current, and I will see you